one of the NFL season, one of numerous game-winning kicks. This one in overtime. Washington, a 16-13 victory over Miami in the debut of Trent Green in a Dolphins uniform, and Sean Swisham, the game-winning kick in overtime from 39 yards out. Hey, how are you, folks? Jason Horowitz alongside NFL.com's Pat Kirwan and CBS Sports' insider Charley Casserly with you on the Subway postgame show, breaking down the Dolphins and the Redskins. And Pat, let's start with this Washington defense. It wasn't a good Miami offense last year to begin with, but in this game, they played phenomenally.
They played very, very well. And, 2 years ago, Greg Williams had a terrific defense. They fell apart last year. They couldn't generate a pass rush. Right now, they look like they've got the key components to how Greg likes to play. He loves to scheme pressure. And when you watch the safeties, and I think that's the place you want to start, putting LaRon Landry out there with Sean, all of a sudden, I see all kinds of pressure schemes. They were able to send their corners a little bit, send linebackers, because they know those safeties can line up and do some of the things corners can do. Greg will have all kinds of pressure schemes. And they started to stop the run. Miami's not a great run team, but I thought they did a pretty nice job today. Another nice game at home.
66 yards on the ground for Miami. Charlie, the story going into this was the debut of Trent Green, 37 years old, been in the league a long time. Made some mistakes down the stretch, though.
Well, he did. And I think that, first of all, in fairness to Trent, they had at least 6 drop balls by their wide receivers. But late in the game, they're on about the 12-yard line. 3 minutes to go in the game, in a position to go in and score. And Trent had a bad decision on an illegal grounding play, and just a bad decision on his part. And then he almost lost the game completely, threw the ball right into Fred Smoot's hands. He dropped it at the end of regulation there. So, a little bit rusty on Trent's part. Bad job by the receivers today.
Charlie, Pat alluded to it, but are you concerned at all that, again, Miami has an inability to run the football?
Well, I think against a good defensive front, they're going to have trouble. They don't have a very good offensive line, so it starts right there. The only way I think they're going to run the ball against a good defense is spread people out like Indy does and try to hit seams and do it that way, because they can't knock anybody off the ball.
Pat, what about Washington? They were certainly, especially in the overtime, it was Clinton Portis to the left, Liddell Betts to the right, left and right. They went down the field, and that's how they won the football game. We saw a great tandem there.
They've got a good offensive line, and some of those guys are still there from when Charlie built that offensive line. I'm serious. Those tackles had a lot to do with Charley Casserly. But they have a two-headed monster in the backfield, and that's just what the young quarterback needs. He's got 2 guys back there that can give it to you at about 4.5 a carry, and they're going to do that all year. And there's going to be weeks when only one can go, and they're not going to miss a beat. So that running game, along with some of the things like Antoine Randall El can do, real easy completion passes, going to get some rhythm for the kid. I thought Jason Campbell showed me today that you should be optimistic if you're a Redskin fan.
And he padded his stats towards the end on the last Hail Mary that deflected a little bit of pinball, but still went to overtime. I agree with you on that. Jason Campbell showed some poise in this one. One note, you talked about the offensive lineman that Charlie had when he was there, John Jansen, a dislocated ankle. Who knows how long he'll be out, if not for the whole season. It did not look good for the Redskins, but they were still able to get to 1-0 on the season. All right, that's the Subway post-game show. For Pat Kirwan and Charley Casserly, I'm Jason Horowitz. For more on this game or any other around the NFL, stay right here on CBSSports.com. Take care.